I want to thank you very much for allowing the Downtown Investment Group to send me here to make a presentation to you and offer you a brief overview of an exciting new project that we're developing here in the historic downtown district of Clifton Forge. First of all, I would like to show you a short video which will introduce the project. So if you bear with us, hopefully we will have less technical difficulties. We made a small 3-minute video to introduce this project a month or so ago to bring to people like you in order to explain to you that we are undergoing through this group called the Downtown Investment Group, although we call ourselves DIG, because that's really what we've done is dig out information. We've dug out research. We have dug out buildings that we think could be used for a project we call Hotel Clifton Forge. The reason being that the demand is here. We need a hotel in Clifton Forge. As we all know, 2 years ago, several years ago now, when Jim Justice brought the PGA Tour here, they couldn't find enough rooms in the entire Allegheny Highlands for all the people that we were needing to host one way or another. We often see the Clifton Forge alumni group come here, and they don't have enough rooms to house everybody for that. Doubt sometimes has overflow. We need rooms, more rooms in Clifton Forge, more overnight accommodations. In addition, now that the theater's open, the demand is beginning to overwhelm us. We had a recent group that was entertaining at the theater, and they had to go to Lexington in order to find enough space to be housed in one building. We have, increasingly we're getting over these past few months since the theater's been open, we're getting people from as far away as Front Royal, we're getting people from Richmond, we're getting people from the Tidewater area coming to follow groups that are entertainers at the hotel. And so, therefore, we need to be able to house those people. Because, Don, if you want to, I somehow can't seem to look back there and talk to y'all, so bear with me. But there is a slide here. Okay. Let me back up a little bit here. All right, Don, can we go forward a little bit more?
If I can see my keys.
More technical difficulties. As I said, the demand is here, and we have done that. We can just go ahead, another slide, if we could, please. This project, when it's opened, will nearly double the number of overnight accommodations that presently exist in Clifton Forge. It will offer us 16 rooms, each with a private bathroom. Some of the accommodations we have presently available do not have private bathrooms with them, although a number do. This is definitely a plus for many people traveling. All right? We want very much for this to be a locally driven project. That the group of us are all local people. We believe that in a small community like this, the more local people involved in developing such a thing, the more interest you have, the more people think of, well, wait a minute, Aunt Sally needs to come and see us. Maybe we could put her up there. You get more, you find you get a lot more activity initially when a project like this opens, if it is locally driven. So that, to that degree, we would like this to be a locally driven project. All right? As you can imagine, once this is open, it will provide new employment opportunities here. In the beginning, there will be smaller groups of people that we will employ, but as this becomes more and more successful, we certainly expect to have an increasing number of employees available, something we need in this area, more jobs for many different ages and both men and women. It has a wonderful opportunity to give us more employment. All right? When you have a hotel open like this, you get an automatic boost to the economy. The people that stay overnight are going to want to find places to eat in town. They're going to come and support the different activities that are going on in town. And when that happens, and as they support our businesses, our arts and crafts shops, our schools of art, the different venues that we have available for people, then that helps to increase our tax revenues, something obviously that's very valuable to this community. All right? One of the things we think will happen when this hotel is open is that all of our different venues, such as the C&O Historical Society, the School of the Arts, the Armory, the Arts and Crafts Center, as well as the theater, will benefit because they can then expand the offerings that they have, that they present to the public, because there will be more accommodations for people coming from away into this area to enjoy what we have to offer. So that's another plus to having a hotel. All right? As we all know, there's a lot of momentum in Clifton Forge and in the entire region right now. It is important, once that kind of momentum begins, especially when you're changing from one type of community into a community that becomes a tourism destination, it's very important in order to keep that momentum going. And you have to reach something they refer to as a tipping point, they being people much smarter than me in terms of studying trends in communities. But we're near the tipping point. We just need to continue moving forward. Therefore, this will help keep that momentum going. We're going to take a building, we're going to renovate an existing building, and as it would have said in the eyesore, we're going to take down, in the video, we're going to take down an eyesore that exists in town adjacent to the building and create an attractive space which will help enhance the community as it moves forward. Okay? We have a contractor already selected. We've interviewed a number of different contractors and settled on one. He's ready to go. In fact, he calls weekly to ask one of us, have we got everything in place so we can go? Have you got the money in place so we can go? He wants to begin the renovation of this building in February so that we can be open by mid to late summer, something we really need to have. One of the problems that will occur if we don't is people who are coming from some distance to the theater will begin to think whether they want to come back again because they can't find easy accommodations nearby at the end of the evening at the theater. So this is something we feel strongly we need to do, is push forward with this project. So our goal is to have the hotel open by the 1st of February, and in order to do that, we have to have investors in place that will help us with the financing of the project. Okay? This hotel project is intended to be a profit-making venture for everyone who invests. That's an important thing to think about. If you know somebody or are interested yourselves in investing in this hotel, it's important to know that we intend to make this successful so that your investment will grow, and therefore it will be of value to you. And if we have one more slide, I believe. The final piece I wanted to share is that this is what we call phase 1 of this project, and that is to take an existing building, renovate it into 16 rooms with private bathrooms, take down an eyesore adjacent to it, and then make that space look attractive until this first phase of the hotel is successful. At that time, we are planning to put a second building on the same property, which will be 3 stories tall. It will house 20 more rooms, giving us a total of 36 rooms, which is a classic size for a small boutique hotel. Obviously, when that happens, we have already started down the road to success, and that will make anybody who invests in this project even more successful, or make their investment even more successful. And so, that's what I wanted to present to you tonight. Thank you very much, Don. I'm sorry we didn't have the video because it does a much nicer and more professional job than I do of sharing the information.
Could we go back to the first slide that had the picture? Because we didn't see that.
Absolutely. Is that a problem for you, Don?
And would you also point out where exactly the location?
Yes, I would. I didn't realize you hadn't seen the first slide. Thank you for that. The location is on Commercial Street. The 2 properties in question that comprise the first phase are what is known as a Harvey Systems building, or we call it the Wheatley building because Bonnie Wheatley has most recently has ownership of the building. And the adjacent space is the old 7-Eleven building, which will be torn down, and in its place we will have what the contractor calls a bump out. I call it an addition, a one-story addition, which will house reception area and breakfast area, a small lounge, as well as a covered carport so people can enter the hotel lobby in inclement weather. That one-story addition that you see in the drawing here will link the second phase of the hotel that will link the two buildings together. So this building is directly, these two buildings, two properties together are directly across from our post office on Commercial Street. Any other questions?
I have a couple of questions maybe you could answer.
I'll try.
How many investors do you potentially need for this program
Well,
to get off the ground?
That's a very good question. We need to raise, we need to raise a bit over $400,000. And at present, we're offering individual shares at $15,000 a share.
You are 15,000.
Correct.
That was my next.
That doesn't limit you to one share. So the number of investors is directly dependent on the number of shares purchased. Does that answer your question?
That answers my question. I may even approach my young sons and see if they may have an interest
Wonderful.
in taking care of the old land town here, up here in the mountains that they grew up in.
Well, we think it's a worthwhile investment. We've done, thanks to Don and other people like him, we've done a lot of research, especially in terms of the financing of this, and we believe we have very conservative numbers that are very realistic, and will make it a profitable business.
Well, like I say, I think it's a good idea as far as other folks in Clifton Forge doing the same thing. If they have children that live away that are successful, and it might be a good opportunity for them to make an investment here in town. It'd be a long-term investment. It would be a profitable thing for them. I think that's something we should try to market that anyway.
Oh, thank you very much. Now, I think there's one final thing I'd like to say, because I was not here at council when it was done, but we certainly want to thank each of you for approving the downtown historic district as a tourism zone. That is extremely important to this project because it allows us to apply for grant funds, which will help in the effort to raise the funding we need to carry this project forward. So we deeply appreciate you all doing that for us, and we look forward to making use of that as we strive to get all this financing in place in 36, 7, 8, 40 days.
Well, I feel like that we are certainly have the backing of the council on this. This is, I think, an aggressive but a great possible project for us. Appreciate you folks putting all this effort into it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And we look forward to having you all come and help us
Spend the night.
Spend the night too. Absolutely.
Okay, thank you, Mike. Appreciate it.